Right then, so since we're all attempting some sort of diet, here's an healthier version of KFC. Starting off with his homemade chips, right easy to make. Just chop up a tatty, whack them in a bowl. For us, we're using a famous pink bowl, and then all you want to do is add a little bit of oil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, toss it all around, and then whack it on a baking tray. I like to use a bit of greaseproof paper, stops it from sticking, and yeah, it just cooks it that little bit better. And now these are going in a good 15 minutes before his chicken is, just because we've not parboiled them. And now on to crispy coating. So we're starting off with some plain flour. Then we're just going to add some Australian chicken salt. Now I found this on Amazon. It's got a nice taste to it, but don't use too much. Bit of garlic and herb, some onion powder, and then some spicy Italian seasoning, and then some smoked paprika. And then just for last seasoning is some like sage and onion type mix. It just finishes it off quite well. Give it all a good stir around, get it all mixed up nice and well. By the way, you want to make another version of this in another bowl, just without your flour, just for cornflakes later. Speaking of cornflakes, I've just put a few in a bag, and all I'm doing here is just crushing them down so they're not quite as big pieces. Once I've got them crushed down, I'm just going to add them to that little bit of a mix that I said earlier. Now this will end up being my outer coating. Obviously it'll give it that proper crispy texture, and it'll be just like a KFC burger. When you bite into it, you get that crisp bite on every bit of it. So here I am, just going to crack a couple of eggs into a bowl and just give them a good whisk about. Anyway, let's crack on. Now we've got his flour mix here. We're just going straight in with his chicken, and then from the flour we're going into his egg, and then we're going to go back to his flour, just taking it nice and steady. This is a messy job. You'll end up with it all over your hands, but it don't matter. The messier it is, the better it is. So again, back into his flour, back into his egg, and then we're going to put it into his cornflake mix. Now, don't forget there's a bit of seasoning in there, so you're going to get that flavour through onto your coating as well. But obviously main coating is in your flour, so your main flavours are there. Just get a good spray over with some spray light. Now this is because we're doing it in oven rather than deep frying it. If you want to deep fry it, go for it, be even quicker, but you just skip this bit out. You don't need to spray it with oil. Anyway, doing this next one, again it's same process. Dip from flour, egg, cornflakes, and then once you're done, I had a couple of pieces just left over that I'm just going to make into tenders or strips, whatever you want to call them. They are what they are. Now because we're oven cooking it, we're putting it on a wire rack like this. This will give it the best chance of coming out nice and crispy and not burnt on one side like it would on a tray. So now that his oven's up to temperature, let's just whack them in. I'm going to give him about 25-30 minutes, which is just about what's left on his chips. I've already cut my salad up. Not hard about that. It's just a bit of lettuce, cucumber and tomato. And then I'm just slicing my tea cakes, as we call them in Barnsley. But they are bread cakes, bread buns, baps, whatever you want to call them. Again, they are what they are. Now look at these bad boys. Crispy, southern fried chicken. Perfect. Just come out of oven. The smell absolutely bang on. And yeah, I'm looking forward to trying these. But anyway, let's make it up. Just starting off with some mayo as base, bit of lettuce, and a nice big oversized slab of chicken breast coated in our signature cornflake coating, followed by a couple of pieces of cucumber, a couple of pieces of tomato, and topped off with a nice portion of coleslaw just on top. Now I'm not going to lie, it's already looking cracking, but we're missing his chips. So I'll just throw them outside a plate, and basically it's done. Look at that. Absolute perfection on a plate. Even Colonel Sanders would be proud of that. Now once you've stopped slavering, please give us a like and a subscribe. We're only a small channel, but it means a lot. Ciao.